Hello, my name is Magistrali, and I'm going to be talking about a conference publication that was submitted out of the SOLIS project about what works and what doesn't work in a Horizon 2020 multi-actor project. So the project in question is the SOLIS project. It's had a major farmer participatory component in one of its work package to do on-farm trials of water use efficiency and nutrient use efficiency innovations. The innovations that we looked at were in potato, red wheat, and durum wheat, and they included a range that farmers could try, some that were even suggested by farmers during the project. There were 7 different farmer networks across Europe. They were in the UK, France, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Hungary, and Italy, and they covered both organic and conventional management systems. The way these networks were managed through the project was from the work package lead and task leaders, and then within each country there were farmer network leads who were partners in the SOLIS project, who worked in country directly with farmers and were responsible for data collection and the experimental design locally. And then participatory farmers themselves fed back directly to the network leads who participate in selecting trial innovations and also helped with data collection in many cases. The main focus of the paper that's been submitted to the conference is about the challenges and successes of this approach in the project. So challenges first, recruitment was difficult depending on pre-established connections within each farmer network. So some networks were a bit slower to start in on-farm trials than others. And then innovation selection, because it was a top-down approach of innovations proposed by the research consortium, not all the innovations were of interest to farmers. So some were considered not innovative. Rainmaking and rotation, for example, are things farmers have been doing for quite a while. Some were considered not effective based on experience with previous trials and knowing about them. Some farmers were skeptical of microbial inoculants, for example, and some were not of interest. Some farmers came into these network discussions wanting to trial pests and disease control, but this wasn't included in the purview of the overall SOLIS project. Organic farmers also noted they had to make sure they met certification requirements. And then a really important note is that paying for farmer time was inconsistent, so it depended on the network and how each network allocated their budget, even though resources for the project were paid for. Not every farmer received payment directly for their time. If this had been consistent, it might have helped with farmer engagement overall. Then, as is true with many on-farm participatory trials, there's a bit of a conflict between farmer needs and interest and scientific figures, so it's difficult to have replicates, especially across multiple farms and different networks. And then we were also disrupted by COVID, so there was a bit of a limitation in researcher engagement and interaction directly with farmers. Despite the challenges, we did have some success. So overall, we had strong farmer engagement across the networks with 33 farmers currently participating across all 7 networks in this last year of the trial. There was collaboration and coordination within and between networks, and the pandemic actually encouraged some virtual meetings, and networks stayed in touch through WhatsApp chat as well. We successfully trialed and implemented new technologies and practices, and farmers were encouraged to be able to trial new varieties and actually look at innovative weed control in some situations. And then there was direct engagement and feedback between farmers and stakeholders. Applying decision support tools was a great example of this, where the designers of the tool were able to work directly with farmers and get feedback, and then farmers were engaged in making suggestions for how to improve innovations like genotype measures. Overall, some main takeaways to this approach is to have farmer input even earlier, so even earlier project design, have it driven by farmer interests, and include social science components to identify barriers and enablers at the very beginning of the project. We also suggest extending the length of a project like this so we can redesign innovations and continue to have on-farm evaluation consistently for more than 5 years. I want to thank all the different authors who contributed throughout this work package in SOLIS, who are all listed here, as well as their organizations. Hope you read the paper and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.